Molten aluminum chloride has a simple molecular structure. Each molecule consists of 2 aluminum atoms and 6 chlorine atoms, which means definitely the structure is going to be like Al2Cl6. So let's go to the first one. It says that which statement is correct. Let's go to A. A says all the chlorine atoms in 1 gram of molten aluminum chloride have the same mass. So first of all, you're going to say this sentence seems so true, in which you have a chlorine atom and actually it's supposed to be like the same. But if you go to the periodic table and look at the AR of a chlorine, you can see that it's 35.5. And the reason behind the value of decimal is the presence of isotopes. And you could have chlorine 35 and chlorine 37. And you just notice that these 2 chlorine atoms, in this case, are isotopes to each other. However, they have different number of neutrons, and that's why they have different masses. So the sample of aluminum chloride shouldn't have the same type of isotope. They could have a mixture of isotopes, and that's why A is not correct. Let's go to B. B says 1 mole of molten aluminum chloride contains this number of aluminum atoms. So we can go for the same ratio in here. This is a molecule of aluminum chloride, and each 1 mole of aluminum chloride contains 6.02 times 10 to the power 23. So far it's correct. But the sentence here is describing the number of aluminum atoms, and that's why you have to multiply this number by 2 in order to calculate the number of aluminum atoms. And that's why the answer is going to be 1.2 times 10 to the power 24, and this is not the correct answer. A is not correct, B is not correct. Let's go to C. C says 1 mole of molten aluminum chloride contains this number of chlorine atoms. So you have to analyze it again. We just noticed that each 1 mole contains 6.02 times 10 to the power 23. Since we have Al2Cl6, then we have 6 chlorine atoms per each molecule, and that's why you have to multiply this by 6. If you multiply this 6 by 6 here, you're going to have 3.61 times 10 to the power 24. And C is correct. Let's go to D, whether it's correct or not. I just guys advise you to read all of these sentences regarding finding the correct answer at the beginning. And now let's go to D. The empirical formula of molten aluminum chloride is Al2Cl6. And actually, it seems very wrong question, since you can simplify this value into AlCl3, and that's why it's not an empirical. Instead, it's molecular, and that's why D is not correct.